What's up, guys? Corey and Sanna here. We're going to talk about Agent Carter, the Marvel show on ABC, and we really enjoy.
The Jarvelous
Oh my
Marvel
gosh,
show.
Jarvelous is a new word. This is the Jarvelous episode. You can see it right here. Jarvelous. Anyways.
If you haven't seen last night's episode, then you don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the most recent episode as of this recording, it was hilarious. First of all, we discovered Agent Carter last year. It premiered, and we really loved it. Surprisingly, we loved it.
You never know what's going to happen when you take a character from a movie and kind of give her... She wasn't really in the movie that much in the Captain America movie.
She kind of was. She was there to be the love interest. She wasn't there to be like...
Right, but then you give a character like that a spin-off and you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
It's amazing! But,
probably my favorite show on TV right now.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Haley Atwell just really nails the character.
Her.
She's awesome. She's awesome.
If it was anyone else, I don't think I would feel the same way.
What's his name? Josh DeMarco, the guy who plays Jarvis.
I don't know.
I mean, he's hilarious. Jarvis is hilarious. And, like, just the way, like, even though it's in the Marvel Universe, it doesn't really...
It's not,
I mean, the first season was all about her trying to let go of Steve.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, it didn't really do that, like, in your face moment. Like, we were talking about Supergirl in the last episode, like, how they're always, like, talking about Superman. And, like, she's Superman's cousin and stuff like that. Whereas... this doesn't really, like, push Captain America in your face, which I think this show does really well. It's a Captain America spinoff, but it's not Captain America.
It's about Agent Carter. It's not Agent Carter, Captain America's love interest.
Yeah. And, you know, we really loved last season. Last season ended on a cliffhanger, which really hasn't tied into this season yet. But I want to talk more about this season because this season's getting good. It's getting... pretty good.
I feel like the first season, it was a strong first season for a character having her own show.
Oh yeah, and it was supposed to be like just a one-off.
Yeah, it was supposed to be one season, and then it had enough interest that they gave it a second season. And I think this second season, it's strong. The characters have developed. I love the ties. Like, they have Stark.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
they have Stark from the first Avenger, and then they have other characters from the movies that kind of tie in. Like last year, they had the Howling Commandos, which was Steve Rogers' crew, but like she went to help them, and it was kind of this cool dynamic between them, and they like obviously knew each other, and it was really cool. And
you learn more about the SSR and like what exactly they do. I mean, this is all after the war and everything, but I think even just aesthetically, it's a great, like, I love period pieces, but like, and I love 1940s, 1950s, but the costumes, the sets, like, it's,
even the
you
filter
don't feel
they
like
put
it's
over
a
the
show.
Like, it's really... Like, I know that's not really what the 1940s looked like, but it's what you imagine the 40s looked like, and they nail it. And the cars, and, like, it's just, that's my dad's favorite thing about the show, is stupid cars, even though they have nothing to do with the show, but,
I love, she's, like, this strong female in a world of men, but it's not, like, it's not in your face, like, oh, I'm a woman, hear me roar. It's, like, this is the 1940s. Women were not taken seriously. Here's this, like, badass chick that can do better than any of these men. And she's standing her ground and she's being independent. And I love it. She's not being, like, a bitch to get there. Like, she's just a strong character. She can fight. She can talk smack. But she can also be the pretty little thing in a nice dress. She's very well-rounded as a character.
Yeah, now this season takes us away from New York, which is where the first season was set, and takes us to Los Angeles, which is really kind of interesting. Like, at first I didn't know how that was going to work because, like, okay, they're just moving her to Los Angeles for no reason, but you might not know this, but the Zero Matter that they're talking about, it ties into the Doctor Strange movie that comes out around my birthday. So, like, that's kind of a thing, and, like, that's what takes her out to Los Angeles because they're discovering the lady in the ice, and, you know, what this Zero Matter is. That's kind of where we're at now in the show, is they're kind of seeing the repercussions of this, and the actress can wield it somehow. Like, we saw her testing it out on the mice and stuff like that in the latest episode. I really like this season. Like, I'm glad it's not like Flash or Arrow, where like the second season is not really anywhere close to the first season. More Arrow's third season was awful, but like I'm really glad the second season's taken off, and I really think the 8 to 10 episode arc for this type of show, it works for it. And I really like where the season is going.
I do too. And it's kind of the same thing we were saying about Supergirl. Like, I don't know anything about DC Universe. I don't know anything about the Marvel Universe. All I know is the movies we watch, and I just watch them as a moviegoer. I don't know anything. But once again, you don't need to know anything. Like, the Zero Matter, like, I didn't know that that's there for a reason, but I didn't need to know. That doesn't change my experience. I think also, though, this is Agent Carter's first time kind of being the showrunner, so it doesn't really... We're kind of on the same level here, because you've never seen her be the star, so... Yeah. We're kind of like on equal ground here. Yeah. And I love the comedy. I love her and Jarvis. It is hilarious. And I love Stark. Yeah. And it's cool kind of seeing later where you see the similarities between dad and son as far as Stark. And like, it's just, I like those little touches.
Yeah. The one thing this season that is kind of getting to me a little bit is, again, the forced love triangle thing. Yeah. You can tell they're trying to show that she's likes the scientist, doctor guy, but she still likes the one guy, the crippled guy. What's his? I forget what his name. Yeah. Like, you can tell she still kind of likes him, and he really likes her, even though he's getting engaged. So like, it's this weird love triangle thing that's still feels.
I feel like weird. Show creators feel like they have to put that in to keep women interested. I really feel like that's what, and like, that's not what I like about the show. I like her dynamic with Jarvis. I like her dynamic with Stark. I like her dynamic with all the men. Yeah, I like her being a badass. I don't need her to be in love.
I don't know if that's like a network television thing, because CBS is doing it with Supergirl. CW has done it multiple times with Flash and Arrow. But like, if you go back and watch, you haven't watched Daredevil yet, but we watched Jessica Jones. There wasn't that forced love thing. Yeah, that you're right. Like, I don't know if they have to check off
Jessica Jones was like a badass chick. She did what she had to do as far as, getting hers, but she wasn't in love. Yeah. And you're right that I didn't think about that. Like, she was a strong character that knew what she wanted, and I feel like so is Peggy. But they're taking that away from her by throwing... Not like a strong woman can't be in love, don't get me wrong, but like, this is a character. This is like a...
It's not just like the whole love thing, it's the forced love triangle thing that is really getting to me. Like, pick a character, like, let them, like, do whatever they need to do to fall in love or whatever. If you need that trope in this series, don't give me the extra character or the fiance that's on screen for 5 seconds, like all these things that just like people, like, that's kind of annoying. Like, it is. I don't know. I feel like that's the one thing about this season that wasn't there last season that is kind of like really preventing this season from being better than last season. And don't get me wrong, I'm really enjoying this season. I think most of it is better than last season, to be honest. I think Jarvis is wittier, the just
chasing the flamingo,
and like the
you mean his wife suit,
like,
when him and Peggy like box and wrestle each other, like, that's hilarious. And I love that in this, like, Jarvis is her sidekick. Like, he like, in the first season he was there because he kind of had to watch after her, but now he wants to help her. He wants to like be her right hand man, and I think you have this goofy guy and this like strong-willed woman, and it's perfect.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's the dynamic.
The casting could not have been better.
Yeah, and like just like even last night's episode when he was shot himself with a tranquilizer dart and he was just like really loopy and like he said he felt jarvelous.
She goes, "How do you feel?" And he goes, "Jarvelous."
Yeah, it was really funny. And then like he was still kind of like unconscious but dreaming on the couch, and he said something really funny. I forget what he said.
Oh yeah, I don't remember now.
Like talking about birds or something,
ponies or birds or something. Yeah,
it was just like it was really funny.
It's just I can't say enough about it. It's just a good show, and like I said, without caring, should I say, about Marvel. I mean, I like Marvel, but I don't care.
Yeah.
I like it just as a show. Like, if it didn't have that intro, the red screen with the Marvel, I wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
That it was, like, based off Marvel.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And I like that they don't go back to Captain America all the time. Like, she can be her own character. Yeah, she doesn't need to be part of Captain America.
They haven't talked about Captain America at all this season. Mm. Like, they literally haven't said Captain America at all, which is great. I think that's what this series needs. And I think, last episode we talked about Supergirl. I think that's where Supergirl needs to go now. Like, right now. They need to get away from the Superman thing. If he's not going to be a major character, they need to leave Superman alone, make Kara her own character. That said, they're already talking about a season 3, and season 2 isn't over yet. This next season is rumored to be set in the 60s with a young Tony Stark, and Howard Stark is going to be the older Howard Stark that we saw in Iron Man 2 and in Ant-Man. So that is going to be quite a difference. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about it jumping so far ahead for a 3rd season? If they get the renewal.
You know what? My opinion, first, why they changed location from 1st season to next season, 2nd season, is because I don't think they plan on this being a long-running show. Yeah. So they're like, let's do all the experiments we want to do right away. Yeah. So I think with them jumping, I don't know exactly what year they're in now, but jumping at least 10 years ahead, I think it's because they know they're not going to be on for 5-6 seasons. Yeah. So they kind of want to like wrap things up. Mm-hmm. While they can, because they don't know if they're going to have a 4th, 5th, 6th
Which is why I think the 1st season worked so well, is because they literally wrapped up everything.
Yeah.
And then that Easter egg at the end, like, could tie in the future of this series. It definitely ties into the Captain America movies. So, like, without actually forcing it on you. So, like, I think that's why the 1st season works so well, is because they don't know how long the show is going to be on, and they can kind of do whatever they want within this 8 to 10 episode series.
And I don't want it to be on for 5-6 seasons.
Yeah, I don't either.
Because it'll get bad. Yeah, it's not meant to be.
And I feel like, not having to do anything with Marvel, but I think that's kind of where House of Cards is. They just announced they've renewed it for a 5th season.
And I don't know if that's
when we were already kind of down on the 3rd season. And, like, I know this.
Some of these strong shows, they don't need.
Yeah, like we just watched The Killing.
Yeah.
I mean, I no doubt that show is supposed to be on way longer than it was, but I think that 4-season arc, especially that last season, only gave us 6 episodes. I thought that was perfect. Like, it left us wanting more, and it left us satisfied with the story. Right. It left us with all that. So
I think that's what Agent Carter needs to do.
Yeah.
I'll be disappointed if there isn't a 3rd season. But I get it. Yeah. It was never supposed to be.
Yeah, it was only supposed to be 1 10-episode
But I love
arc.
it. Yeah. She's badass. She's awesome. She's just... The whole dynamic just works.
Yeah.
It's one of those things you can't really put your finger on it. It just works.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I love it. And we love it together. Yeah. Which is the cool part.
Yeah.
It's not like, sometimes it's like, oh, please watch this with me. And it's
like
not.
Sometimes, like... There's a show on that, like, oh, I want to watch this. Will you just sit here and watch it with me? Or, like...
And one of us ends up on Facebook or,
Yeah, or, like, I mean, it just works for both of us, so... I think we're going to wrap up this episode of TV Talk. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. Leave a comment below. Let us know what you want to hear about on TV Talk next. It might not be Sanna, it might be. Might be the regular crew, but remember to find all of our content right here on our YouTube page or digitalnerdadvocates.com. And until next time, we're out.
Bye.